You know, it's funny, the cold fusion people are often accused of being rabidly pro and using all sorts of vituperative language against the opponents. And yes, we have been provoked to that extent. But I dare say if you go back in the record, you will see, and just it's on the historical record, you will see who fired the first shots and who continued to fire the shots. If you listen to the NPR tape of yesterday, you will find Dr. Goodstein, for example, of Caltech, suggesting that Mallove and others are not being polite enough. Whereas in the very time that we were there, he said the science is lousy, it's not being done right, all sorts of negative stuff. We'll get the quotes out and, you know, pretty much QED prove who fires the shots. Okay, but let's get off that topic and let's just get on to the organization of the day. Dr. Peter Greneau will be talking about very unusual anomalous forces in water plasma discharges, which show that physics does not know everything. The clean energy technology people from Dallas, Texas will be talking. Now, we are minus 2 videotapes for various reasons. These tapes from the clean energy technology people will be available, they expect, in a number of weeks. There are some developments occurring in that field. We might put the coffee break here, and Jim Griggs will come afterwards, since we really do want to show the videotape of the hydrosonic pump. It is a most remarkable instrument. And then in the afternoon, Ray Connolly, Fred Yeager of Eneco to talk about business and patents. And I'll say just a word about the eQuest. They're deeply involved with experiments now. They're also a little cash short, I think, for flights and so forth, and therefore they couldn't make it. We tried our best to get demos here. You know, it's real tough. You have to bear with us. These things are working now, there's no doubt about it, but as to our ability to get them here, that remains to be seen. And that will remain for another year. I know we'll have them next year because we'll be far better along at that point. Just as an example, it would have been possible for Dr. Dennis Cravens to come and put a little unit on this table with a ceramic proton conductor device that has a circulating water heat transfer loop, and it does produce twice as much energy out as input. And you can put your own meters on it to verify it. He specifically built it so he could show and demonstrate totally reproducible double heat output at about the 5-watt level. That's a nice little demonstration unit. It should be in every physics lab in the country, and maybe it will be soon enough. And then at the end, after we have Professor Hagelstein with theory and Professor Keith Johnson talking about his theory and his very unusual activity in producing the cold fusion movie, we'll hopefully have Dr. Noninsky from Fitchburg State College here talking about his work, and then some amazing new areas that Bert Wergefeld of Polytech USA from Hawaii will talk about. Well, I guess I've shown this slide for a number of years now, but it remains the same. Yes, it's real. Whatever it is, it's real. And let's define it first, because it isn't just deuterium-deuterium fusion, obviously. It's an unknown phenomenon that gives rise to excess power and nuclear effects in metals in contact with liquids and that are in contact with liquid and gas media that contain hydrogen and its isotopes. That's a generic definition of cold fusion. There are many systems now, not just the original Pons-Fleischmann. There have been substantial excess powers confirmed in a range of systems, and it's orders of magnitude beyond chemical explanation. That answer keeps coming up in experiment after experiment after experiment. There really is no reasonable doubt about this in my view. And it is also beyond any known mechanism to store that energy. It just can't be stored. If it could be stored, Duracell should be interested in it for that alone, but they're not. It's not stored, so Duracell, don't call Mallove. Nuclear products are confirmed. I think we know how to measure tritium. I think dozens of laboratories know how to measure tritium. That miracle alone, quote, miracle, is enough, should be enough to make the physicists sit up and take notice, but of course they haven't. That has been confirmed. Helium-4 has been confirmed, charged particles, and low-level neutrons, fortunately low-level. No commonly accepted physical explanation exists. Does that mean it doesn't exist? Yes, to the establishment, that's what it means. You cannot explain it, therefore it doesn't exist. This is the complete inversion of science. Overwhelming rejection, of course, and an immense scientific and technological revolution is in progress now, and it is accelerating very rapidly. Why should we be interested in this at all? Well, because right now most of the planet is covered with the combustion products of that noxious black substance we call oil. And there are giant oceans of water that might be fuel. Burn water. What better idea can you come up with? That's great. So we can eliminate getting black goop from there, okay? Hot fusion people have been trying to do this for a long time, to use the deuterium in water to run hot fusion reactions. But now we have a method that does it in the cold and on the cheap. We don't have to wait 50 years for it. We can have it now. That water is our fuel, okay? Only a cubic mile of it will be needed for a long time if cold fusion is, even if cold fusion were just the standard deuterium-deuterium fusion.